Unbelievable. I just found out Trump has no money and the Republicans are making the figures up. This is crazy. You have to absolutely watch this video because we're going to prove to you that Republicans don't have the funds they're claiming. Take a look at this clip.
Between Election Day and January 6th, the Trump campaign sent millions of fundraising emails to Trump supporters, sometimes as many as 25 a day. The emails claimed the, quote, left-wing mob was undermining the election, implored supporters to, quote, step up to protect the integrity of the election, and encouraged them to, quote, fight back. But as the Select Committee has demonstrated, the Trump campaign knew these claims of voter fraud were false, yet they continued to barrage small-dollar donors with emails, encouraging them to donate to something called the Official Election Defense Fund. The Select Committee discovered no such fund existed.
Yes, he lied to them. The Trump supporters are telling us that Trump earned $53 million in 24 hours after the hush money verdict, putting his total for May at $141 million. They're telling us that this is good news and an indicator of people's support for Trump. It's good news, I'll give them that. The only bad news is that Mr. Trump had to get convicted on 34 charges to raise that kind of money. I hope it was worth it. I'd like to make a point here. Already other people are saying the same thing. There's no way to confirm the alleged amount. There's no way to know they really have the money. First they said they had $50. Later they said it was $38. Are they making this up? There's no 50 million. See, everyone's saying this. There's a huge difference between making a claim and actually raising the money. Trump has already lied in the past, A, to raise funds, and B, he lied to his supporters about how he would spend the funds. Now I'm going to show you guys a video. This was on Reuters a year ago, and this is all fact-based. It says that between Election Day and January 6th, Trump's fundraising team sent fake emails to Trump supporters asking them for funds. Now let's watch the clip.
Between Election Day and January 6th, the Trump campaign sent millions of fundraising emails to Trump supporters, sometimes as many as 25 a day. The emails claimed the, quote, left-wing mob was undermining the election, implored supporters to, quote, step up to protect the integrity of the election, and encouraged them to, quote, fight back. But as the Select Committee has demonstrated, the Trump campaign knew these claims of voter fraud were false, yet they continued to barrage small-dollar donors with emails, encouraging them to donate to something called the Official Election Defense Fund. The Select Committee discovered no such fund existed.
Okay, so first they send them fake emails, and then they ask them for funds for official election defense, something that simply does not exist. It was just a ploy to get money. Trump's fundraising team told the supporters that the elections were under attack by some made-up mob and that they have to give money to save the elections. After doing all this, they tell me they have $141 million and expect me to believe them? I mean, come on, get real. Let's watch the rest of it.
President Trump and his allies raised $250 million, nearly $100 million in the first week after the election. On November 9th, 2020, President Trump created a separate entity called the Save America PAC. Most of the money raised went to this newly created PAC, not to election-related litigation. The Select Committee discovered that the Save America PAC made millions of dollars of contributions to pro-Trump organizations, including $1 million to Trump Chief of Staff Mark Meadows' charitable foundation, $1 million to the America First Policy Institute, a conservative organization which employs several former Trump administration officials.
Basically, she's saying they lied to the voters and took their money. Instead of spending it on election defense, they invested it into pro-Trump business organizations. I mean, after watching this and knowing this, why would anyone in their right mind give them any funds? I won't. I wouldn't. I think it's safe to say at this point that they do not have the money, unless they can show the proof. It's safe to assume that the money isn't there, that it's just another marketing gimmick just like saving the election scare they put a year ago. Furthermore, most of this imaginary money will be spent on Trump's legal expenses. Take a look at this.
A new round of campaign disclosures filed with the Federal Election Commission is shining a light on Donald Trump's fundraising efforts and just how much is being spent on his legal fees. About $50 million in donor money was allocated to help pay for Donald Trump's legal battles in 2023.
So there you have it, folks. $50 million is a big number. It goes straight to Trump's lawyers. We must also remember that Trump still has to face 54 more charges, which, if convicted, can double his legal expenses. So what's all the noise about? Let's just, for the sake of argument, assume, for a minute, that they do have the money. Will money bail Trump out? Will it keep him from getting arrested? Is the money worth being convicted? Will people choose somebody who's a convicted felon? These are questions that Mr. Trump and the Republicans have to think about. Chuck Rocha, a Democratic strategist who served as a top aide on Vermont Sen, said, "I think the felony hurts him more than the fundraising helps him." Thanks, Chuck. Now let's see what our Republican friend has to say. Rob Godfrey, a Republican strategist based in South Carolina, said the key for Trump is whether he can find a way to use the money to break through the voters' existing opinions of him and Biden. In other words, let's see if Trump can use the money to buy loyalties. That ain't right, Rob. We've now reached the end of this video. I'd like to make one last point. Democrats are leading the fundraising race. It says that Biden campaign has raised almost $195 million from the start of 2021 through to April 2024. Compared to Trump's more than $124 million, the Democratic National Committee has outpaced the Republican National Committee over the stretch too, $531 million to $497 million. There you have it, folks. The Democrats are still ahead. Okay, so let's sum this up. 1. We've established that there's no proof of the claimed fundraising amount. The money may not even exist. 2. We've established that Trump has lied to his donors in the past for funds. So it follows logically that he might still be lying. 3. We've established that most of the fundraising will be spent on Trump's legal troubles. And finally, we've established that Democrats' funding campaign is still leading the Republicans by a large margin. Thanks for watching. God bless America.